Wow. It's hard to believe that we have been living in the Villages, Florida full time for 6 whole months now.
And it seems like yesterday that we were here on our lifestyle visit.
Yep.
In today's video, we're going to talk to you about what it has cost us to live in the Villages for the first 6 months. And more importantly, we're going to compare our actual cost with the estimates that the Villages gives you when you're shopping or buying a new home in the Villages.
Hey everybody, I'm Michael.
And I'm Tiffany.
And welcome back to our channel, The Villages Experience. And before we start breaking down the numbers here and go line item by line item, a couple of housekeeping things we need to take care of first. First and foremost is to say thank you to our awesome community who's been joining us on this adventure since that very first video. We just crossed 8,000 subscribers a few days ago, so thank you very much. And then we're just this close to hitting 1 million views here on
really?
YouTube. Yeah, we're about 10,000 away. So hopefully this is the video that will propel us over that 1 million view mark. So thank you so much to everybody that's been part of this journey and for all your awesome comments and questions. You're the whole reason why we make videos. But if you're brand new to our channel, just real quickly, our backstory. Tiffany and I, we're just a couple of middle-aged, empty nesters, and no, we're not retirees yet. We're north of 50 and south of 60, so we'll kind of leave it at that. But we both work full-time careers remotely from home for the last 20 plus years. We travel a lot for work and stuff like that. So we moved to the Villages about 6 months ago and started our YouTube channel and just started documenting and sharing our experiences with you. And one of those things is sharing about all of our costs and expenses and how much it really truly costs to live in the Villages full time.
All right, so if you're new, this is a great time to join the TVE community. It is awesome, and you can be one of our first 10,000 subscribers then.
Exactly.
Make sure you like and subscribe below. Hit that notification bell so you never miss when one of our videos comes out. And make sure that you share our videos with other awesome people that might be interested in the Villages lifestyle.
And don't forget to smash that thumbs up button too.
So let's dive right in and start talking about the money.
So one of the first things that you will get from the Villages, when you first contact them, they'll share this with you on their website. But if you come for a lifestyle visit, they'll give you right here one of these spreadsheets that talks about the surprisingly affordable one great location, and it tells you about all the amenities. But then they also break down all the costs line item by line item. So this is the original sheet that we got a little over 6 months ago when we came for our lifestyle visit. And then Tiffany has the most recent sheet from the Villages that we got about a week ago. So we compared notes here, and there's only 2 things that are different on the line items. And what are those?
So the first one is the amenity fee.
Yep.
So the amenity fee did go up by $6.
Yeah, ours was originally, it says $189 per month.
And now if you buy a new home, the monthly amenity fee is $195 a month.
Yep. And the other thing was, again?
Insurance.
Okay, yeah.
Homeowners insurance. It's a hot topic here in Florida.
Yeah, the original one, when we first did our video, or when you go back and watch our 1 month video, you'll see that we talked about, they were estimating our average monthly cost for our homeowners insurance was only $80. And what do they say on the sheet now?
Surprise alert, it wasn't. Now they say the average insurance cost is $120. The Villages does have a lot of different home types, and they do break out the expenses and the estimated cost for each different home type on the sheet. We bought a patio villa. We bought the Emerald model. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bath model. So in today's video, we are going to be analyzing the cost in the patio villa series.
Let's just jump right into it, and we'll go line item by line item. So we'll share with you this budget spreadsheet that the Villages gives to everybody. And then we also created our own spreadsheet where we're tracking our actual costs month by month. So we'll tell you what those numbers are. We'll tell you what our average is. And then stick around later in the video. We'll tell you how you can get a copy of that budget spreadsheet that we put together. So the very first thing that they kind of highlight and they list for everybody, and I think is the main reason why we all moved to the Villages, and that is the monthly lifestyle amenity fee, right?
Yep.
So back in the day when we were buying a house, they told us it's going to be $189 per month. It's up to $195 per month. And I can tell you they were dead on for us. That's the only number they were dead on to this point. But real quickly, I mean, the way to think about the lifestyle amenity fee, it's kind of like your HOA fee that you may have back for your own home community. Maybe you're paying $50 a month or $100 a month or maybe more than $200 a month. And what are you getting for that HOA fee where you live at currently? Maybe you get one pool or two pools and maybe one little clubhouse or something like that. Well, at the Villages here, we just have a plethora of things that we can do. They have over 3,000 different activities and clubs. They have 42 executive golf courses that are included in that amenity fee. And then they have some add-on, of course, if you want to do the championship golf courses. You have all of the rec centers, swimming pools, pickleball, tennis, bocce. You've got lots of different parks and dog parks and nature trails. And, of course, you got the multimodal cart pass, which everybody walks on and rides their bikes on, but more importantly, drives their golf carts on as well, too, right?
That's right.
And where do we normally take our golf carts to?
The town squares.
There's so many town squares with the free live entertainment. I think it's 365 nights a year, right?
It is.
We went for New Year's Eve and we had an awesome time. So, yeah, you have all the free entertainment that's there in the town square. So, to me, I think that monthly amenity fee is actually a really big bargain, right?
Yes.
So we'll read this off. So what do we pay? Back in December, we paid $189. And then January, February, March, April, May, and June. Well, I gave June away. We're not supposed to be to June yet. Guess what? It's been $189 every single month.
Yay, still on budget.
So far, the Villages is 1 for 1, but not for very much longer, right? So the next thing that they list on here is what, Tiffany?
The trash collection.
And what was the average budgeted amount they said?
$22 a month.
So far, we have paid $24 for the months of December all the way through May. That's been identical. Every single month we paid $24. And the reason being is I think that we discovered is on this budget sheet, they don't include the tax amount. So all these things, there's actually an additional tax. And if you took the tax out, we'd probably be roughly around $22 a month. So we spent $24, so how much more is that?
So $2 more a month
Yep.
for an increase of 9%
So
to the budget.
$2 doesn't sound like a whole lot, but yeah, it's 9% more that you need to be estimating as far as your trash collection. So the second line item is what?
Sewer.
And
And they said it was $40 a month.
And they say sewer is the same amount no matter what type of house series that you buy. So far, I'm going to give you the actual cost. So this is where we start seeing some fluctuation for month to month. Our very first month, December of 2023, we spent $43 on our sewer. And then in January, we spent $48. In February, that was $49. In March, it was $49. April, it was $53. And then for May, it was $54. So our average monthly cost for sewer was $49 per month.
So that was $9 over the estimate, and that's a 22.5% increase.
Yep.
The next line item is water, and this one will require a little bit of explanation.
Yep.
But their estimate for average of water is $30 per month.
And again, that's for our Patio Villa Series home. They go all the way up to $50 per month on the designer homes. So far, we have paid for water $31 back in December. Our January bill was $35. Our February bill was $36. Our March bill was $36. Our April bill was $41. And then our May of 2024 bill was $42. So our average for the 6 months was $37.
All right, so plus $7.
Yep.
Which is a 23.33% increase over the estimated budget.
But we're actually spending a lot more on water than what the Villages outlines here because they list sewer, they list water, but what they don't list is our irrigation.
Right.
And to my knowledge, every home here in the Villages has irrigation that you have to pay for monthly, whether you use it or not, right? So when we first moved into our home, what did they tell us about our lawn?
We're supposed to they have the irrigation system set for you for certain days and time.
Yep.
And you've got to stick to that to make sure that the sod grows properly or whatever the lawn maintenance terms are.
So when we first moved our home, we just let the automatic sprinkler system run twice a week, just like they had it scheduled. But since we do live here year round, we started adjusting it manually depending on whether we had rain that week or not. Yeah. So the very first month of December of 2023, it cost us $30 for our irrigation. And then in January, we actually had a lot of rain, so I started adjusting it manually. Our cost was only $13 for the month of January 2024. But then in February, March, and April, we had a lot of rain. So we actually didn't use the irrigation one time. I turned it totally off. So our base cost with tax is $11 per month for February, March, and April.
And that was not using it at all.
Not whatsoever.
Turned off.
100% turned off.
Okay.
I checked that meter. That was also another reason why I turned it off too. I want to make sure we didn't have any leak and make sure we got our monthly bill. It did show we had zero usage as far as the irrigation was concerned. But May and June, we didn't really have much rain, right?
And it started getting hot really early.
So I did flip it back on for the month of May. And so it went from back being $11 per month up to $27 per month, which was almost identical to the $30 that we spent that first month in December. So our average amount that we spent for that first 6 months was $17. But the Villages does not include that anywhere on the spreadsheet right here whatsoever.
Right. So $17 was 100% increase.
Yep.
Because we hadn't planned on it at all. And remember, we have a patio villa, which is a postage size stamp of a yard.
Yeah.
We don't have much grass.
Yep.
And so the larger yard you have, the more irrigation you're going to use. So really making sure you keep that in mind when you're making your budget.
Yeah, that's a very, very valid point about that. Yeah, our lawn is very, very tiny, right? Yeah, some of these designer homes, their yards are ginormous. So I would hate to see what your irrigation bill is.
I was laughing. Somebody made a comment like, "You didn't show the backyard." Patty, we don't have a backyard.
Yeah, it's literally this wide back there behind our house.
You can walk through it.
Yeah.
That's about how wide it is.
So, we are getting ready to get into the hotter months of the year, June, July, August, and September. And you would think, wow, I bet your irrigation bill is going to go way up because it's going to be a lot hotter. But we're also getting into the rainy season here in Florida, right?
And it's not just rain. It is rain. It is thunderstorms and heavy rains.
Yep. Plus, we got hurricane season to look forward to as well. So stay tuned. We will document and share that with you. I don't think we're going to have to run our irrigation that much as far as the summer months are concerned. We'll see. So stay tuned for that. But when you add all that up, they only said your water basically, and so let's talk about all water. So they just break it up, potable water that you drink or cook with or take a shower with, and your sewer. But we're putting in that category. You got any type of water you're going to be using for your house. Mm-hmm. Whether it's coming inside the house or outside for irrigation, and your sewer. Their average for the two combined is $70 per month, right?
Okay.
And what did we say earlier? Didn't you add that up?
Ours, if you added all of it up and averaged it out, it was $103 a month.
So it's a lot higher. So how much more per month?
So $33 more a month for a 47% increase if you're considering all your water bills.
Yeah, so definitely you need to consider, upping your budget as far as what they share with you here in this spreadsheet here. So what was the next thing they break out line item by line item?
So the next thing they break out, they have an average gas/electric. And they said that that's $90 a month for a patio villa. We have a lot of gas appliances, and so we're going to break it apart for you into gas and electric.
Yeah, we never had gas appliances until we moved down here. So we have a whole house on-demand tankless hot water heater. We have the gas stove and the gas oven, and I guess that's it as far as...
Gas dryer.
Oh, yeah, our gas dryer. Yeah, totally forgot about that. So, it's been really interesting to see that. But even at $90 per month just for electricity, man, that's kind of a stretch. And then the other thing, a little other caveat to mention in our 1 month video that we put out there, we talked about we had our thermostat down on 65 degrees. And no, we don't really keep our home at 65 degrees per day, right? Or all day.
Not all day. Not all day.
Typically during the day, we run it somewhere between 70 and 74 degrees. The great thing with these ecobee smart devices, I can kind of control that from our phone, and we can set it so when we leave the house, we make sure the AC comes up to like 78 degrees. But during the day when we're working, it's somewhere between 70 and 74 degrees, depending on the humidity level.
Yeah.
And then at night, we do like to crank it down a little bit lower for it to be cooler in the evening. So just kind of keep that in mind as we share all of our actual costs here with you. So let's go first by gas. So gas, we spent for the month of December, we spent $36. January, we spent $54. February, we spent $49. March, it was $50. April was $56. And then May was $49. So our average amount for the first 6 months was $49 per month.
All right, great.
Anything else to share about that?
No, because since they combine them, we'll wait and combine gas and electric at the end.
All right, so here's the number y'all probably all been waiting for as far as our electric bill, right? So that very first month of December, we spent $126 on electric. So January, we spent $138. Then in February, guess what? It went back down to $126.
Yay!
But then it started getting warmer here in Florida in the months of March through May. So in March, our electric bill was $166. Our electric bill for April was $198. And then in May, our most recent electric bill was $210. And what did you tell me earlier about our electric bill?
You also have to remember that we have an electric car that we plug in. We have an electric golf cart now. Maybe part of May.
Yeah.
Maybe, but not all of May. And then we also have an extra garage freezer.
Yep.
Freezer/refrigerator out there. So we do have a few other things plugged in and running besides our normal electricity for a patio villa.
And in addition to that, we also bought a dehumidifier because a couple of you recommended to us to
Yes.
keep our home cooler.
Thank you.
So we bought a dehumidifier that kind of runs to help bring the humidity level down, which then makes the home feel cooler. And then the other thing to kind of point about the electric bill, so our gas and electric bill is never the same number of days per month. Sometimes I get the bill and it'll say it's a 27-day cycle or a 28-day cycle up to a 33-day cycle. So some of this, it's not like it's a 30 days in a month cycle on that.
Direct comparison every month, the same number of days every single time.
All those other numbers, water, irrigation, all that kind of stuff, they are, but your gas and electric, for some reason, those...
And May was 33 days.
Was it? Okay.
So it was a higher number, but it was also 33 days as opposed to one of the 27, 28-day bills.
So when we get to the whole year, we'll figure out what was our monthly average, but then maybe we can figure out our daily average too, right?
Oh, Lord.
But guess what? We are getting ready to get into the hottest part of the year again, June, July, August, and September. So you want to take a guess in the comments below? Do you think our electric bill is going to stay the same, or do you think it's going to go up?
Well, I'm going to say this, though. I travel a lot in the summer for work. Like
Yep.
Summer's my busy season. I'm gone for weeks at a time. And so if the bill goes up, it's this guy.
It's my fault, right?
Not me.
So stay tuned. Maybe instead of waiting another 6 months to do an update, maybe we'll do a monthly or at least a quarterly update so you can know exactly how much it costs for electricity in our home here during the summer in the villages. So what's next on our list? Oh, wait, actually, we got to figure out the averages.
Let's go to the average, for gas and electric.
All right, so what do you need from me? Anything?
No, so the total... Our actual average cost for gas plus electric was $210 per month.
Okay.
That was our average. And the village's estimated $90 per month.
Wow.
So we're $120 over what they estimated, which is 133% increase over that estimated budget.
Yeah, I think... Go ahead.
I was going to say, everybody's different.
Yep.
Everybody's different. And we know we need to, because Tiffany likes it cold, we know that we need to budget a little bit more. I don't think we expected to budget that much more.
Yeah, so again, you need to take that into consideration. Do you like to run the AC at a lower temperature? Do you run it at a higher temperature? And I will give the villages a little bit of slack here because they are averaging every home across 3 counties. And then something else to remember, I don't know the exact percentage, but the majority of folks that live in the villages don't live here year round, right? there's a much smaller percentage of us that live here year round, 365 days a year. A lot of folks only come down for snowbird season, during the winter, or shoulder season to shoulder season. So they're only here 3 to 6 months out of the year.
And that's when it's cooler.
Exactly.
So they're not running their air as much.
And then, of course, if they're not here during the summer, they're not running their air. So that might bring your average down too. So you got to consider, are you going to live here year round? Or are you just going to come down here for the season, or maybe just for 6 months per year? So anyway, we're definitely spending a lot more on our gas and electric than what they told us we'd be spending on this spreadsheet. So what's next?
All right, next is homeowners insurance. They say an average of $120 on the new spreadsheet.
Yeah, back in the day when we did our 1 month, they said it was $80 a month. And then when we shared in our 1 month budget video, we shared that our insurance was a lot more. So how much again did they say?
$120.
So far, it's been the exact same, because we got, we get our insurance bill, we pay it annually one time a year. And so I just took that total amount, divided it by 12. So it's the same number for December, January through May, and it will be the same number, June to the rest of this year as well too. So we're paying $121 per month for our homeowners insurance, which does include hurricane and also includes sinkhole insurance as well. So what's the differences there?
I have a question for you.
Okay.
Do we get a discount for paying all?
I'm sure we do. It may be a little bit higher. You're right. They gave me the bill. I just paid it one time. Good question. I'll see if I can look it up and put that info in this video when I'm editing. But more than likely, we probably did get some type of discount because we paid it annually instead of paying it month by month. So yeah, you need to kind of consider that as you're budgeting. Most insurance companies do kind of run that way, right?
All right. So they said on the new spreadsheet says $120, and ours is $121 for a total of a $1 increase. That's less than a 1% over budget. So, but if we go with the original figures that we were given, that we budgeted from, it's $41 more a month, which does really add up, and that's 51% increase over what we estimated.
And that's for a brand new home. And all insurance, as far as homeowners, auto insurance, you name it, is going up all across the country, but definitely here in Florida with the hurricanes and stuff like that. And a lot of the insurance companies have actually moved out of Florida, no longer offering insurance. And some of the ones that are sticking around, or say if it's an older home and the roof has to be replaced every 7 to 15 years. And so that's another reason why we decided to buy brand new, when we literally have a brand new roof over our head that we don't have to worry about for a while. So I wish that we were only off by 1% on all those other items.
I know. Next line item is taxes. So probably second hottest topic after homeowners insurance. They say, and I think it's the same on both spreadsheets.
Yep.
They estimate that taxes will be about $232 per month. Now, in the villages, it is spread out over 3 counties. So Marion County, Sumter County, and Lake County. We live in Lake County, so our taxes will be Lake County taxes.
Yeah, and no matter what county you live in, it's your taxes are based on your purchase price of your home. That's the first thing. And so they do say, it's from the low 200s as far as a patio villa home here. And there's some that are about $220,000 to start with, and there's some resale patio villas that are about $350,000 I've seen out there. So the more expensive your home, the higher your taxes are going to be. So we haven't got our actual tax bill for 2024, but I did go to the Lake County property appraiser's website, the tax website, and I'll put a link in the description below for each of those counties. Also, if I can find and put for every single one of those counties there below for you. But they gave us our estimated taxes for 2024, and they broke it out between our ad valorem and our non-ad valorem taxes. And so they're saying our estimated tax will be $3,137.50 for the total calendar year of 2024. We will get our actual, in August and September is when they finalize all those numbers. So that might go up a little bit. It might come down a little bit. But on average, that means that we are spending, if I get back to my spreadsheet here, we are spending $261 per month for our taxes for our home. So how much more is that?
That is $29 more
Yep.
for an increase of 12.5%. As far as taxes go, that's not too bad.
Yeah, I mean, that was similar to what we pay in our home as far as our annual tax rate in Charlotte, North Carolina. So, one thing to mention about being in Lake County, part of those ad valorem things is we do pay Lake County taxes, and then we also pay the city of Leesburg taxes as well, too. So again, your taxes may vary based on which county that you're in and also your purchase price of your home. You can't go by, if you're buying a resale, on what the old price was that the previous owner paid. It's going to be based off of, what you purchased the home for. So anyway, don't want to get too much in the weeds about that. So stay tuned. We do get our actual tax bill. We'll share with you that actual amount. But they do have a lot of exemptions as well, too. So since we are year-round full-time Florida residents, we qualify for what's called the homestead exemption. And so the first $50,000 of our home price basically is exempt from taxes.
Oh, okay.
So that lowered our tax bill, and I figured it out, and that's roughly about $800 per year is what it's saving us as far as that exemption is concerned. But there's a bunch of other different exemptions that we don't qualify that you might qualify for. So again, go to each of those counties' websites, and you can look up and see, and you may be able to reduce your tax bill, tremendously there. So anyway, it is what it is. The government's going to get their taxes. We got to pay them that, all right? So what's the next line item?
The last line item is the development district assessment, which they say includes bond plus maintenance plus fire. And that is a total of $129 per month.
So you can find out what your bond is, before you even purchase your home. So when they build a new neighborhood, a new village, then, I don't want to get too far in the weeds, but they take, what it costs, divide by that number of homes, and that's where they come up with your bond amount that you've got to pay. And then you have a monthly maintenance fee tacked onto that as well, too. So again, since we live in Lake County, and for our neighborhood, our bond, if we want to just pay it off for cash, was a little less than $22,000. But they do amortize that, and they add it onto your tax bill as part of the non-ad valorem, which you'll get in your tax bill. So for us, for our district bond, if we just pay it monthly and don't pay it off at the time of closing, or if you have one time per year, you can pay off your bond if you want to do that, which we chose not to do that. Our bond amount for us is $133 per month, which is a little less than $1,600 per year. And then we also have our district maintenance fee, which was $24 per month, which that came out to $285 per year. And then to my knowledge, we're not paying a separate district fire fee for any of us that live in Lake County. Lake County is a little bit different than Sumter County. Anytime a developer anywhere in Lake County is going to build a brand new home, they impose certain impact fees. One is for fire, one is for road, one is for schools and libraries and so forth, that the developer basically has to pay at the time they get a permit to build the house, and then they just pass that along to the homeowner when you purchase it. So I think, and I could be wrong about that we don't have a separate fire fee because it was already paid at the time of build, and then it's also just kind of built into our other taxes that we pay to Lake County and to Leesburg as well. Now, Sumter County, that's a little different. There's a lot of controversy, and there's been some open public forums and stuff like that, because I don't think they had an impact fee. They are building brand new fire stations in Sumter County, and they're trying to figure out how to pay for all of that. So we don't live in Sumter County, don't have the answers to that, but maybe if you live in Sumter County, you can not only help us, but you can help other folks in the comments below.
That's
so
right.
What was our total amounts then?
Okay, so our total amount is $157.
Okay.
And that's our bond and maintenance fee, since we don't have a separate fire fee. They said $129. So that's a difference of $28.
Okay.
For a 21.7% increase.
Wow. So as you can see, the villages basically only got one number dead on right, and that's your monthly lifestyle amenity fee. Their trash collection wasn't off by too much, and the insurance was pretty darn close, but everything else, yeah, you need to be budgeting a lot more money if you want to live here in the villages. So what were our total amounts?
Okay, so our total amount to live in the villages, average for this first 6 months, was $1,065 per month.
And when we got our original sheet, the average was $812. And what do they say on the new sheet now?
The new sheet says $858.
So what's the difference in the percentage and everything?
$207.
Okay.
For a 24.1 increase off the new numbers.
Off the new numbers, okay.
So if you're going by the new numbers,
okay,
it's a 24% increase.
But what about when they gave us this? Because this is when we were shopping
we
during our
used to
lifestyle
budget.
visit. Exactly, yeah.
It's $253 more than that total, which is a 31.1% increase in budget. Average.
Wow. So again, you got to take this whole thing they give you with a grain of salt. Again, give them a little bit of slack. They are talking about every single home across 3 counties, and that can be a home in here that's 30 or 40 years old versus brand new homes. Some of the older homes, the bonds are totally paid for, or their bonds were so minuscule. The bonds now just keep going up and up and up. I mean, it's inflation. Everything just keeps going up across the country. I can tell you when we bought our home, our bond was a little less than $22,000. If you look at the exact identical floor plan that we got over in the brand new section of Moultrie Creek in that area, it was a little bit less than $30,000. So the bond on the patio villa for the exact same house that we got has gone up tremendously as well too.
And that's interesting because that's Sumter County.
Yep.
So you may have a little bit lower tax rate in Sumter County, but now your bond is a lot more, which will increase your monthly payment or your tax payment. So again, it's just knowing all the numbers.
Yep.
And averaging them out and figuring out if that fits in your budget or not.
So I would take this right here if I were you, if I was me and we were looking at it today, and not knowing then what we know now, I guess I would take this sheet and I would say, whatever that number they give you, they said, well, let me have your new sheet here. I don't want to use the old sheet. Let me have your new sheet. So the new sheet, they're saying if you buy a patio villa, you're going to estimate $858. If you get a courtyard villa series, it's $1,121. A cottage series, $990. A veranda series, $1,390. And then a designer series, $1,379. I would take any one of those numbers they give you right there, and I would probably increase your budget easily 20 to 30 to maybe even 40% higher than what the Villages gives you, right?
Yeah.
So there you go. Those are our actual numbers. Let us know what you think in the comments below. And not only, based on what the Villages gives you, but how does that, kind of compare to where you live, wherever you may be in the country? We've heard from some folks in the Northeast or out in California and stuff say, man, that's nothing. If my electric bill is that's nothing. Or my taxes, oh my gosh, I can't wait to move to Villages. And then we've heard from other folks that might live in more rural areas or other parts where you don't have really high tax rates and stuff like that and go, that's just astronomical. That's just crazy. And so I think that's just kind of, your own personal perspective.
Right.
But that's what they give you, and that's kind of what our actual numbers are. And then we didn't even share with you, of course, the cost of the homes. So you can see here on the spreadsheet what they list the averages are for the actual cost of homes. And I think the majority of folks that do move to the Villages, they sell their homes, maybe in the Northeast or out in California. They pocket a lot of cash, so they come here to the Villages and they buy a house for cash, get a bigger house, more amenities for less, and then they can pay for all these different budget line items here. But there are certain folks that do have to finance as well too. So again, that's you got to take whatever that might be, and do you finance it for 15 years? Do you finance it for 30 years? What's your credit rating and stuff like that? So that's another cost that you have to consider. But this is what the Villages presents to everybody and says, if you want to live the lifestyle, these are the things that you actually have to pay for. And that's not including things like a golf cart, or if you want to play the championship golf courses, or internet, or lawn service, or pest control. That stuff just goes on and on and on. So we do share some more of that information with you in our budget spreadsheet that we put together. And I create a lot of different tabs and a lot of different categories. I've got things like entertainment. You got your everyday as far as your groceries and going out to eat. You got health and medical. You have insurance, not only your homeowner's insurance, but what is your auto insurance? What is your health insurance? So I put together a pretty extensive little spreadsheet here that I'll be glad to share with you. And I'll plug in some of our own numbers in that so you can kind of see what are we spending on those certain things. I will tell you, for us, one of the big things is, lawn care, right? When we first moved in, I'm like, yeah, I'm going to cut my lawn myself. So I went and bought an electric lawn mower, and I spent like $350 on that, and bought a weed eater and all that kind of stuff. And I cut my lawn December through, I think, March, because it wasn't that hot. You didn't have to cut it that often. But April and May and June, it started getting hotter. So I definitely hired somebody to cut my lawn now through the rest of the summer. And for us, for our small little postage stamp of a lot, we only pay $50 per month, and they cut it once a week, they weed eat, blow it all off, and it's definitely worth the $50 per month for me.
Yes, and my peace of mind that he's not out in that heat.
Yeah. So we'll see. Maybe I'll let them cut our lawn year round, but I might take back over those responsibilities in the fall and the winter and stuff like that. So again, we just want to share with you what the Village's, their budget spreadsheet is, what our actual costs, and then stay tuned. We will share with you, the next 6 months. Maybe we'll do it monthly, maybe we'll do it quarterly. We won't wait a whole another 6 months before we do our next update video. So what else do you want to tell everybody?
So we also are going to kind of like renew, what's the word, like re-release our newsletter.
Oh, yeah.
If you had signed up at the beginning, you're still on our list, don't worry, but we will be sending out a monthly newsletter, and
we're actually going to be revamping our website. So yeah, I totally forgot
him.
about it. Yeah,
That's
so
him.
yeah. So I'm working on our website. We're updating our website, and the goal is to re-release our website 1 week from today and relaunch our monthly newsletter 1 week from today. And if I get this video edited and posted 1 week from the day that you're watching this, would be July the 4th. So that's when we're going to relaunch our website, relaunch our newsletter. And if you'd like to get a copy of our budget spreadsheet, you need to go to our website and go ahead and sign up for our monthly newsletter. Then Tiffany will start including that as a link in the monthly newsletter that we send out. So hopefully you found not only the spreadsheet, but what our actual numbers helpful and beneficial. We don't mind being open and transparent with our actual costs. And as we go along, we start building this out and stuff, we'll be glad to share with you more and more of those actual numbers. So if you haven't done so by now, go ahead and make sure that you subscribe, smash the thumbs up button, drop us a comment, share our video with other awesome people that might be interested in the Village's lifestyle. And we hope you have a awesome rest of your week, and we will see you in the next video.